In the previous discussions, we had discussed about Android manifest file. We saw what is Android manifest, why do every app requires it, what are the various components of Android manifest. Along with that, we also discussed what are the various components of an Android app. After that, we had discussed about analysis of the manifest file from the perspective of a pen tester, from the perspective of a security researcher, that in my experience, when as a pen tester, I will be auditing any of the applications for the security issue, what are the various things that I look at in the manifest file? This is what we had discussed in the yesterday's discussion. After that, the next point that we have, I mentioned that today's session is going to be exciting and interesting for all of you. The reason is we will be discussing two most important things that will be important for you, that will be, very, very interesting for you for all of the upcoming discussions that we will be having. Why is it important for you to know this? I'll give you a real life example. You must have noticed it that at a lot of instances, a lot of times, people will be telling you, governments will be telling you, NGOs will be telling you, the private organizations will be telling you, institutes will be telling you, do not download any Android app from unauthorized sources. Do not download any of the APK from third-party app stores. Always download them from the official app stores. Why that is being said? Why, as an user, it is important for us that the application that we are using, the APK that we are using, it is coming from the original source. It is coming from the organization who is developing it. Along with that, how will you get to know as an user, and also how will you get to know as Android operating system that yes, this is the particular Android application that is coming from the legitimate source. That will be our agenda for the today's discussion, that in any of the Android application that we have, how can you decompile it, how can you change its contents, how can you add your own contents to it, recompile it, and then convert it again to the APK. That is adding malicious code to Android application. For you to be able to do that, you need to first of all understand how do you decompile the app. Second thing that you need to understand is that you how do you sign the app. You must have heard this term quite commonly, that is APK signing. So before I get started with learning more about or discussing more about APK signing and code obfuscation, we will be discussing both of them separately. Let us first of all discuss about APK signing. What according to you is APK signing? What is your idea of APK signing? Anyone? Define APK signing as per you.
Not sure, Ron, but maybe something like uh, cryptography that we are signing the app
Hmm.
from the organization and that we'll upload in Play Store and we are downloading the same thing just to
Hmm.
verify that.
Hmm. Just to verify that. Okay. Noted. Anyone else? What is APK signing? What according to you is APK signing?
Just to maintain integrity, something like that.
Just to maintain the integrity. Okay. What more?
Maybe like it is coming from official organization like
Coming
that
from
sir.
official organization, coming from official source. Okay. Everyone else? Define APK signing.
Rohan, it's kind of like a digital signature, something like that. As Arun said, to verify the integrity, like we can say authenticity, maybe. For like, is this the app is for from an official source or like that?
Okay, again,
Yeah.
same, yeah. That we want to verify that the app that you are installing, the APK that we have received, it is coming from the legitimate source. Cool. If in case you want to remember APK signing, I will give you a real life example. By remembering that example, you will be able to understand the meaning of the term signing. Let's say you are in a university, you are in a college, you are in a university, and you get to see any of the circular, like release of the examination dates. You must have always noticed that whenever any of the official circular or notification is being released, in the bottom you have the sign of the authority, you have the signature of the authority along with their designation and their details. For example, if Chirag Mehta is the controller of examination, so they will be releasing that on this day we will be commencing the exam. This will officially be the last working day of the university, and they will be releasing the notification. In the bottom right corner, they will be having their signature, Chirag Mehta. Below that, controller of examination, university name. The sign that they do there is a proof that this particular notification, this particular information is coming from a competent authority, and we can trust it, we can believe it. Otherwise, in any of the college, in any of the university, you will get to see a lot of unofficial WhatsApp groups are there. Students will be talking in there that exam will be starting from the 3rd of March. It's not official. Some might believe it, some might not believe it. But when official circular with the sign of the competent authority will be put in there in the notification, then everyone will be believing it. That PDF everyone will be trusting because it contains the signature. Same concept here as well. When any of the organization will be developing any of the Android app, that organization will be signing that Android app with their key. That key will be proving that this particular application has been developed by us. So that key will be the equivalent of the signature that the controller of examination does on the notification. In today's discussion, I will be telling you from the perspective of a developer that in any of the Android app that you are developing as a developer, how can you generate your own keys? It is important for us to know that because in the upcoming discussions, when we will be signing our applications, when we will be signing any of the application that we have changed, that we have tempered, that key will be required for us. Please keep this thing in mind that once any of the Android app has started development, for all of the future versions, the key will be the same for the lifetime. For any of the given app, the key remains the same. It will never be changing. It might happen that from the same organization, like let's say from Meta you have got three apps: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Now that's a different story that the other two have been acquired by Meta, and the things have changed. But for now, let us consider that Meta offers three Android apps: Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. If Meta has signed all of the three Android apps with the same key, then Android operating system will understand that all of these three apps are related because they have been signed with the same key. And that is why you will be able to see that in any of the app that is coming from Meta, you will be able to seamlessly transmit the data. Why is that happening? Because the keys by which those have been signed, they are the same, and we call it signature level sharing. The signature here refers to the key by which that APK has been signed. Please keep this thing in mind that for any of the Android app, the signing key, it will never be changing. Once it has been generated, it will always be the same. But but the interesting part is when you are signing any of the APK, like you had got Facebook.apk, this is Facebook.apk, you pulled it with the help of ADB, you changed it contents, I'm calling it, you tempered it contents, and you, let's say, added a few lines wherein whenever any user will be entering the credentials, those credentials will also be going to the attacker's server. Like, let's say this is the situation. Now when they will be repackaging it, repackaging means that when we pulled the APK file using ADB, we decompiled it, we changed the contents of that, and then when we again have to install it, for us to be able to install the app, we will be always requiring signed APKs. All of those APKs that are unsigned, Android operating system will not allow you to install it. So for that reason, all of the APKs that you have on all of the apps that you have on Play Store or anywhere else, they need to be signed. The interesting part here is the operating system only wants that the app should be signed. Who is signing is who is the certifying authority, that is never checked. Like if you make some changes in the Facebook APK and when you are repackaging it, you sign it with your own APK key or you sign it with your own keys, that is also not a problem. Android operating system only wants that the APK should be signed. That's it. Who is signing it, with what key it has been signing, with what organization it is signing, that is not a concern. That is not a problem with Android operating system. Its only requirement is that it should be signed. Consider it this way, that the university example that we took, that we have got a circular, we have got a notification that the exams will be starting from this date, and here we have the last working day. Now the notification needs to be signed, but who is signing it? Whether any student is signing it, HOD is signing it, alumni is signing it, controller of examination is signing it, director is signing it. Who is signing it? That is not checked. We are only checking whether it has been signed or not. Signed, okay, good to go. We are not checking the certifying authority. We are not checking who is signing it. And this is not a problem. This is how Android operating system works. From the beginning, this is how it is working. It only wants that the Android app should be signed. That is all it wants. Who is signing it? Who is the authority? That is not a concern for Android operating system. And that is a benefit for us as a pen tester, because we as an attacker, we as a researcher can decompile any of the APK, tamper the contents, recompile it, sign in with our own keys, and then push it. And this is also the reason why you are able to see that there are a lot of applications that will be giving you premium for free. Like for example, you have got Netflix. Netflix will be charging you subscription. Along with that, you must have seen a lot of mods. Netflix Premium APK. You just open it, it will automatically be premium, it will automatically be subscribed. Any of the series, TV show you want to watch, you can do that. Truecaller Premium, Truecaller Gold, Truecaller Gold Premium Mod APK. You get their premium services for free. Please do not be concerned only about these ones. I'm only naming those apps that you know of, like YouTube Premium, Truecaller Premium, Netflix Premium, Amazon Prime Premium. These are all of the mods that are publicly available. A lot of websites are offering it. A lot of third-party applications, third-party app stores are offering it. How are they able to offer it for free? Or even more importantly, why are they offering it for free? Please keep this thing in mind as a citizen, as a netizen, that if anything you are getting for free, you are the product. So when you get YouTube Premium for free, you just have to install the APK that I send you. You install it and you are able to use it for free. No ads, background plays active, you can share it among your friends, anything, all of the features that you get on YouTube Premium, you get on my app for free. So what am I getting out of it? I am getting your data. The APK that I'm sharing with you, I will get it installed in your phone, and also I will be able to request for the permissions. All of the permissions that YouTube requires, my app will also be requiring, and you will have to give because you have to use that app. Users are getting happy that we are getting premium features for free. We need not pay $5 a month, $12 a month, $30 a month. We are getting things for free. Okay, happy. But in the backend, all of the contents that have been tampered with, all of the contents that have been changed, and the harm it is doing to your privacy, to your Android phone, to your Android device, it is all happening in the background. We don't know it. So, for that reason, it is important for us as a pen tester to first understand from the perspective of an organization, from the perspective of your client, from the perspective of the developers, that how will they be signing it. In your pen tester journey, the practical that I'm showing you today, that might not be required to some extent, but I am intentionally taking you deep so that you get your core strong, you get your fundamentals strong. So here you can see that I have developed an app. It's a simple hello world app. Here you can see this is the Android studio. Using this, developers will be developing the app. Here this is the main activity. It's a simple app. All it will be doing is it will be starting and it will be showing you hello world on the screen. I'll be running this app. Now the build will take some time. It is generally being known that this particular Android Studio or any of the Android emulator that you have, they are known to be slow. So it will be taking some time. I had to get the build running before I started the session, but I was occupied with something else, so it slipped out of my mind. I had started the Android Studio, but I forgot to build. Now, what we want to do here is by the time the build completes, I'll let you know. What I want to do here is, here this is an application. With this application, I want to first of all show you that if this is an Android app and we have to generate its APK. Like I have created an app, using that app you can watch YouTube videos for free. So if this is the app that I have created and I want to share it with you, or I want to push it to Google Play Store, or I want to share it with anyone, how do I build its APK? How do I get that shareable APK? So that is the first thing that I want to show you. Second thing that I want to show you is that how can you generate a signed APK. As I mentioned that without signing any of the APK, Android operating system will not be allowing you to install it. So how do you sign that APK? And then I will also show you that the key that you are generating, how do you extract that key from any of the app. We will basically be extracting the certificate using that, using which the app has been signed. So by the time the Gradle builds, I can maybe take you to any of the app in my VM, and then I can show you that if for any of the APK you have to see the certificate, you have to see the details related to the certificate or who has signed it. How can you do that? So for that you will be requiring one of the tool, that is key tool. Just as for decompiling APKs, we have APK tool. Similarly, for things related to keys, like generating the keys or maybe getting details related to the certificates, we have that with the help of key tool. I do see some notification here. Build has finished. Now the virtual device will start. Okay, so let's go inside any of the app. Okay, so here we are into the Twitter app. You remember the same app that we had previously pulled with the help of ADB. So here we have got its decompiled version. You will be able to get the certificate inside the meta in folder. Within this folder, you will be having it. and this folder you will be able to find within original ls original meta-inf. So within this meta-inf folder, here you see this file cert.rsa. You see this cert.sf. Now, so as to get the details related to this RSA file, you will see that it is encrypted. If I show you the contents, if I take you to original meta-inf, and here you can see we have got cert.rsa. If I simply show it to you with the help of cat command, you will see that you get some binary data. This is not the clear text value. If you simply cat it, or you simply try to open this RSA file with the help of any of the normal text editor, you get to see some binary data. To see the details related to the certificate in the clear text, you use key tool, then you use print cert, and then the details file. Here you can see when we had previously ran that with the help of the text editor, when we tried to see this file in the text editor, it was in the compiled form, it was in the encrypted form. Now here with the help of this key tool, we are able to see that file, we are able to see this file here. So this is the owner, CN here is short for the common name, OU here is short for organizational unit, O here is short for Twitter, L here is short for the location, ST here is short for the state, C here is short for the country. So the country is USA, state is California, and here this is San Francisco. Organization is Twitter Incorporation. Organizational unit is mobile, and the name is Leland Regis. These are the people who have signed this particular APK. This is the time for which this certificate is valid. Each of the certificate that you are generating, it will be having a validity 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. After that, that particular certificate will expire. So when you are generating that certificate, it will be asking you for the validity. Timed out. Okay, let's try running it one more time. Is there any issue with the AVD? Now, what we were usually doing previously is that we were having Genymotion. Genymotion had an emulator. Genymotion is an emulator, and with the help of that, we were able to execute the files. Android Studio comes with its own emulator. So when you are deploying Genymotion, when you are simply uh, setting up this one Android Studio will be having its own virtual device. We call it AVD, that is Android virtual device. Here, when you will be running any of the app, when you will be testing any of the app, that AVD, that will be started by the Android Studio, and that app will be ran in it. So here I have set up Pixel 7 Pro API 30. When you will be setting up Android Studio, you will get to see this. So now it is waiting for the device to come up. Device here refers to this AVD. Now, why do we have multiple devices here? The reason is when any of the organization, when any of the developer is developing an app, they might want to test for compatibility. That if I'm running this on Samsung Galaxy S10, this is how it runs. If in case I'm running it on let's say tablet, this is how it will run. If I'm running this on, let's say Oppo, this is how it will run. So for that reason, they will be having multiple devices here, and the app that they are testing, the app that they are developing, they will be having it on the multiple places. So if in case Android Studio is not able to turn on the AVD, that is the virtual device, I have explicitly turned it on. So here I go to device manager and then I click on play. You need not do it. This is optional for you to do it. I am showing it to you intentionally so that you get an idea that this is how things work on the developers level. The next point that we have, that is code obfuscation, that will also be very interesting for you. So for that also I required this one. Even if in case I have given you a theoretical introduction that this is code obfuscation and this is how it is done, you would have understood it. But I wanted to show you the practical, that this is how code obfuscation actually happens. If you don't obfuscate the code, this is what will happen, and if you do, this is what will happen. I will be comparing both of the you know builds, both of the APKs, that in this APK we have obfuscated the code and in this APK we have not obfuscated the code. You will also get an idea that as a developer, how do you obfuscate the code. It says starting up. Looks like it is stuck. Maybe I can just restart it. I have tried it this morning, that in the morning this Android Studio was working fine. I also worked on something else on Android Studio and that was also working fine. Now it is having some issues with the stability. Okay, we can just let it get booted up in the background here, and by the time I can help in understanding on how do you sign any of the APK. So for signing any of the APK, you go to build, you go to generate signed bundle. Here I'll be again showing it to you. You go to build and then generate signed bundle. Here you can see I got both of the options. You can build it without signing and you can also build it after signing. So here first I'll be showing you on how do you sign any of the APK. So you click on generate signed bundle or APK, and then here it will be asking you to key store path. JKS here is short for Java Key Store. If in case you are signing any of the APK for the first time, you will see an empty thing here. You click on create new and here you can give in the path. So here when you will be working for any of the organization as an Android developer, they will be giving you this JKS. They will be giving you this file that you develop this app, and whenever you have to sign it, you sign it with this file here. When you are doing it for the first time, you will see that it will be empty here. So here you can give the path of where you want to save it, because we are generating a new key store file, right? So here we will be going to that resource, like let's say in my documents I want to save it. So here I'll be going to the documents. Here in the documents I'll be naming it as keystore.jks. So keystore jks will automatically be chosen and okay. Then you need to give the password. Make sure that you remember this password. I'm giving it hacker and hacker. Then this is the alias. Alias here is short for or alias here means another name. So here I can give Rohan key. Here we have to give the password. Please make sure that you remember this alias name and this password. We will be requiring this in future when we will be tampering any of the app, when we will be changing the contents of any of the app, and then we will be signing it. Now the passwords that you have here and here, they may be different. So here you have the alias name Rohan key and the password is hacker. Here you have to give the validity on how long do you want this particular key to be active here. So it will usually be near 25 years, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years. You can give that. So last time when I ran it, I gave it 26. So here it is. Then we need to give the details related to the certificate. I shown you this owner CNOUOLSTC. So all of these details are entered here. So the first name, last name, like let's say I write Rohan, activists, organizational unit, APSEC, organization, the activists. Let's say I write Jaipur. Here I write RJ and country I write IN here. So these are all of the details, all of the apps that I will be signing with this key. So in the cert.rsa file, these details will be shown. Yeah, so this is the common name, that is first name, last name. So here, Rohan, activist, organizational unit will be APSEC, organization will be the activist, and here the location, the state, the country, they will be shown. So this data that you see here, it is coming from here. Then you click on OK. Okay, which of the passwords do not match? Here. So this will be the key store path, and the password that you have mentioned while generating the key, they are to be mentioned here, and then you click on next. Now we will be having two options. Any of the Android app that you have, it will be having two variants. One will be debug, another one will be release. I'll explain the differences between them. When you are a developer, when you are within an organization, and in that particular organization, the app that you have developed, you want to send it for further testing. Now when I say testing, I do not necessarily mean the security testing. I mean testing for the features. You are sending it to the automation team, you are sending it to the client for testing the features, any of the things that you might want to do. So when the app is in the testing phase. When the app, it may be in the beta testing phase or in the alpha testing phase. When it is in the testing phase, we will be releasing its debug variant. Debug means, debug we have discussed it previously when we were discussing about Android debug bridge. Debug means troubleshooting. If in case there are any of the bugs in it, there are any of the issues in it, we will be removing them, we will be debugging them. So that is debug. And release means public release, the stable release for the public, for going on the app store. Everyone will be using it. So which of the release do you want? When you are only looking to release that in the internal team only for the testing purposes, you release the debug. You will be going ahead with the debug. When you are publishing it, when you are sharing it with everyone that now this app is ready for the end user, then you release it. So let's say I choose release and then I click on create here. So now it will be building this APK, this it will be building this APK, and that particular APK, it will be stored. That they will be giving us a location that Rohan, this is the place where you will be able to find that APK. Here we will be able to see that once the build is complete. Here you can see that the signed APK has been generated, and here if I click on locate, I will be able to see. You can see here this is the app, this is the release, and here this is the app release.apk. This is the APK file. You can see the timestamp. We have just executed it. This is an APK. Now what we will be doing is this particular APK that we have, I will be taking this to my VM, to my Mobexler, and then I would want to see what do we have in here. So for that, I'll be simply copying this, copy this, and let's say I paste it here. I create a new folder, um, signing APKs. Here I will be putting it. So here this is the APK. I open this in terminal and then first I decompile it. Like here we have got this app release.apk. I do apk tool d app release.apk and enter. It has been decompiled. I go to app release. I go to original meta-inf. I have got this cert.rsa file, key tool, and here you can see the details: common name, organizational unit, organization, location, state, country. The same details that we had entered here, the same details that we have entered here, these are being shown here. It means that the app that we have developed, the app that we have signed, this APK that we have signed, it has been signed with our key. Why did I show this demonstration to you? So that you get an idea that when any of the organization, when any of the developer will be signing any of the APK, this is how they will be doing it. This is how they do with the help of Enroll Studio. Along with this, there are other methods as well, like with the help of command line. With the help of command line also, you can generate as well as you can sign any of the APK. For that, what you will be requiring, you will just be requiring this JKS file, that is Java key store file, and with the help of this key store file, you will be able to do that. What are the commands for it? For that, like I already have this key store file. So here you can see this is my release key dot key store. The reason why I wanted you to get yourself a key store file is so that when in the upcoming discussions we will be tampering the contents of any of the APK, and you will have to sign this. With the help of this key store file, you can sign it. So for signing any of the APK, this is what you will be requiring. Or before that, if you want to generate your own key store file with the help of key tool, you can do that. So I'll be doing that into signing APKs. This will be the command, key tool hyphen gen key, and this will be the command. Now what is this command doing? First of all, we have got gen key, which means that this particular tool that we are using this key tool, we want to generate a certificate. What will be the name of the key store? The name will be my release key dot key store, the one that we are choosing here, the one that we are choosing here, like this name. Similarly, in this command we will be having this. Then the alias name that we are choosing, this alias name that we are choosing, that will be going here. Then the algorithm that we are using for this key, that is RSA. Key size here refers to that this particular key that we are developing, that we are generating, what would be its size? That will be 2048 bits. Please keep this thing in mind that the key size that we will be having here, it will be in the bits, bits. This is a very important interview question. Most of the candidates get it wrong, that when you will be asking them for the key size, they will say that it will be in bytes. It will not be in bytes, it will be in bits. And days here, that is 10,000, its unit is days. So this validity here, this 10,000 refers to that for how many days shall this be valid. 10,000 days is somewhere around 27 years. Somewhere around 23, 27 years. So when you write hyphen validity space 10,000, so here it will be the in days. Then it will be asking me to enter the password. Then the other details that we have, this password here that we are entering is this password here, and these details is what it is asking us to enter now. Rohan, abstract, name, city, and RJ IN, city would be Jaipur. Perfect. Now our key has been generated, and here you can see this is the key. Just as you are generating key store with the help of Android Studio, similarly with the help of key tool as well, you can generate it. Please make sure that you generate the key for yourself, even with the help of this command or with the help of Android Studio. I would suggest that you go ahead with this command, as it will be easy. Otherwise, just for generating a key, you would have to set up the complete Android Studio. If you already have it, cool, go ahead with it. Otherwise, simply by using this particular command, you can do that. In the notes that I'll be sharing with you, this complete command is mentioned. You can even copy and paste it. You are good to go. Just remember this password. This will be very important for us, and also this alias name. In the upcoming times when we will be signing any of the APK, we will be requiring it. Now if we are discussing about signing, I'll also tell you how do we sign any of the APKs. Like we have this app release.apk, and if we have to sign it, for that we will be using jar signer. In Mobaxler, jar signer is already installed. So when some of you ask me that Rohan, we are using Ubuntu, shall we go ahead with it? We are using Kali Linux, can we continue with it and not go ahead with Mobaxler? I mentioned you may go ahead with them. That is not a problem. But there are some of the tools, there are some of the utilities that we will be requiring, like APK tool, jar signer, 𝗧𝗿𝗶𝗶, there's a key tool, this Dex2Jar, all of these things are pre-configured in Mobaxler. So if in case you are using any of the other Linux distro or maybe any of the Windows OS, you might not get them and you would have to manually install all of these tools. So just so as to save yourself some time in setting up, I have released this. I have asked you to use Mobaxler. I have also created a video demonstrating how can you set up your own Android lab. This command that you see here in front of you is the command using which you can sign any of the APK. Here we will be having jar signer. This is the tool. 𝗔𝗃𝗶𝗶 here is short for signing algorithm, and we are using SHA1 with RSA. Digest algorithm that we are using is SHA1. The key store that we are using is this key store, my release key store. Then the APK that you have to sign. So let's say I have to sign app release.apk and then the alias name. Previously we have set the alias name as alias underscore name, so we can leave it as it is and then we hit enter. After that, this particular APK, it will be signed with R key. So when you will be tampering with the contents of any of the app, what you do, you first of all decompile the app, you make the changes, then you recompile it. Just as using APK tool you decompile, similarly using APK tool you can also recompile. You call it build. So we will be doing that as well in the upcoming discussion. And now if you hit enter, this particular APK, it will be signed. Simple. So you can sign it with the help of this also. You can sign it with the help of this also. In the upcoming discussions, we will be using jar signer for signing because it will save us a lot of time of having this Android Studio setup here. So with the help of this command, you can sign any of the APK. This command I will also be mentioning in the notes. You can refer to it. Now, the next half of the discussion. Now you have known what is signing, what is APK signing, why is it important for Android operating system, how can you sign any of the APK, how can you view, how can you understand that this particular app or APK that you have, who has signed it, how can you generate your own key store, and how can you use them. This is what we have discussed till now. The next part that we have here is code obfuscation. This is quite an interesting thing. If you have a look at its agenda, when I learned it for the first time and got to know it about it for the first time, I was pretty excited. In fact, I was overwhelmed considering that how deeply a person can think. Consider it this way that you have got an application. You have got a team of developers, you have invested thousands of dollars in developing an application and you release it on Play Store. I download it from Play Store on my Genymotion. I write ADB pull, I extract the APK and I'm able to see the contents of that file in the clear text that this is how this app is working. So if you have invested so much of your time, so much of your research, so much of your resources, and then when you release the APK, anyone with the help of just running a single command on their Mobaxler, they are able to get the complete source code. They are able to understand that this is how this app is working. So how easy it will becomes for any of the attacker to be able to understand how the application is working. And even in the worst case scenario, if in case you have got information like APK keys or credentials hard coded into the source code into your APK, I can easily decompile it with the help of 𝗧𝗿𝗶𝗶 or with the help of APK tool and I get to know what is happening. So for that reason, we were introduced with the concept of APK obfuscation. What it simply means is that if in case, let's say you defined a variable, it's of integer type, variable name is name, let's say it's an array of 10 characters and its value is Rohan, like this. This is one of the variables that you have. So when you have the clear text, this is the clear text. This is the clear text value. This is how the code is. When you will be obfuscating it, what will happen? This particular code will become, or maybe like this. This is the obfuscated code. This is the simplest of the example that I could think when it comes to obfuscation. Now have a look at both of the codes. Look at it from the perspective of an attacker. Look at it from the perspective of a pen tester. The above line that you have, how easy it is for us to be able to read it and understand what is happening. The next line that you have, how easy it is for us as an attacker to understand it. I personally am not very comfortable with what is being said in the second line. I'm not able to understand what it is containing. Here I can understand that it's a name and it will be the name here. Like I changed it to cat, I changed it to cat, and here it is the name here like this. So it will be a character. The name of the array is name. It will be having 10 bytes, and here this is the value. In the next line, I'm not sure of what it is containing. It is containing numbers also. It is containing lowercase characters also. It is containing this value. Now what is this containing? I'm not able to understand. I will have to do a lot of brainstorming here. This process is known as obfuscation. Here, what happens in obfuscation is that the code that you have written, like here in our Android app, this code that we have written, this is the clear text value. Just by looking at it, you will be able to understand that this is what is this code is doing. But if in case while I am compiling it, while I am converting this to an APK, if in case I make the changes, like instead of having only 3 activities or instead of having only 10 classes, I write 30 other classes. I add dummy data here. That code that is nonsense, that is illogical, that is of no use, that is not even related to our application. I add this to the code, and then when I will be giving that APK to you, you are a researcher, you decompile it, you try to understand it, you won't understand anything because it has obfuscation. So here we have got the simple release. This is not the obfuscated code. This app release.apk that we have, it's a simple code. So if in case I open it with the help of 𝗧𝗃𝗶𝗹𝗯𝗍 app release.apk, here you can see the code that we have written, that is in this app release.apk. We are able to see that here com.bhacktivist. Here this is the main activity. Here this is the simple code. The code that we have written, here it is. Now what I do is I want to obfuscate this code. Keep this thing in mind, all of the values that we have here. Okay. Now, if in case I want to obfuscate this code, I do not want to make it so obvious. I want to simply obfuscate it. I want to make it difficult for the person who is decompiling it. In that case, what do I do? For that, I go to Android Studio. I go to build_gradle.kts, and here I will be having a function that will be having build types, and here it will be having is minify enabled. Minify means that when you have got any of the variable name or any of the function name, Like I have got this variable int phone 10, and here I will be having the phone number. What minify will do, that in place of this phone, it will be written A, like this. This is the minified code. Why do we have the minified code? First, for the sake of obfuscation, so that it doesn't become quite obvious for any of the you know researcher or any of the reader to be able to understand what is happening. And second, it might also help you save some of the resources. Though for minifying, especially from the perspective of the security, saving space is not the agenda. We just don't want that this particular code should be easily readable. So how do you obfuscate the code? There are multiple ways, there are multiple platforms by which you can do that. The most popular of them is ProGuard. Apart from that, you have got DexGuard, you have got Dasho. Depending upon your requirements, you may choose one of them. The most popular of them was ProGuard. Now with time, Google, like this is just an quick GK update, that with time Google will be stopping, or Google will be deprecating ProGuard, and they will be replacing it with R8. R8 is again another platform that is integrated into Android Studio. When you will be releasing any of the app, and if you have told that I want to minify this code, I want to obfuscate this code, with the help of ProGuard, with the help of R8, you can do that. So you can simply consider it this way, that ProGuard is simply being replaced by R8. Now how do you obfuscate the code? Here you will see that by default the value that you will be having here will be false. So you change it to true. Is minify enabled? You change it to true. Then you go to build, and then you build the APK. Now signing the APK here is not a challenge, because anyways I won't be installing it on any of the Android device. I will be simply decompiling it, so I can tell you that this is how the obfuscated code looks like. So I've simply built it. Done. Here, this is the APK that has been developed. Now let's take this APK to our VM so we can again see. So here, this is the APK, app debug.apk. I open this using 𝗧𝗃𝗶𝗶 so that I can show you the differences between both of them. 𝗧𝗃𝗶𝗶 app debug.apk. This app that we have developed, it had obfuscation enabled. It had minify enabled. See here, app debug has obfuscation enabled. App release did not have it. Did I miss out on anything here? Okay, this variant that I had to build, like here with the help of Android Studio, you can choose the variant. You can have the debug variant, you can have the release variant. By default, the variant will be debug. Here, this settings that we have chosen, this setting for obfuscating, it is only for the release. So I have here set that in the release variant that I will be having, I want the code to be minified. But when I actually built it, I built it in the debug, and in debug it has not been mentioned that it should be minified. So for that reason, that code that we have developed, it was not minified. Okay, now let's again build it. Done. And here you can see app release unsigned.apk. It was generated 904. Now let's see this in JDX. The name of the file is app release unsigned. I intentionally kept it unsigned so I can tell you the difference, that this is the file that we have generated previously, that we have exported previously. It is signed, that is not obfuscated. This is unsigned and it should be obfuscated. Now if in case I open this, let I close this, JDX GUI app release unsigned.apk. Now you can see here, this is the code. You can see all of the class names that we have, they have changed. If in case I open any of the thing, you just say random values here. As a human, it is quite difficult for us to understand this. This is how the obfuscated code looks like. Whereas if you have a look at the deobfuscated code, the original code, how easy it is for us to read it. We can simply go ahead and read it. See this. Greetings preview. This is how it is working. We can see all of the names of the functions. Composer kt is trace in progress. Composer kt trace event start, and these are the values. It is so easy for us to understand it. But when you have a look at the obfuscated code, you see a lot of class names. You see simple English like characters. Here, it is containing only one line: public static final canvas F137A new canvas. Now what it is doing, where it is associated with, to which function is it linked to, as a human it is becoming difficult for us to be able to understand it. This is the power of obfuscation. This is why, as a developer, you should be obfuscating the code so that it becomes difficult for the attackers, for the pen testers to be able to read it. You can see all of the names that we have here, they are single characters. So, what each of the function is doing, what type of values are going in there, as a researcher, we won't be able to get much of the idea. So this is code obfuscation. This step was optional for me. I could have simply told you that these are the two APKs. This APK is obfuscated, this APK is deobfuscated. See the differences between both of them. You would have understand the differences. But how would you get an idea that this is how any of the developer will be obfuscating the code? For that reason, I took you to Android Studio. I took you to the release type, the build variants, true, false. Now, in the upcoming discussions, when we will actually be tempering the, APK, then you will get an idea that okay, Rohan, we have got obfuscation here. It means that when the app was being developed in the Gradle file, build Gradle file, the developer might have changed is minify enable to true. This is why we are getting to see this. You will get more interest. You will feel that yes, I'm understanding what is happening here. Otherwise, when I saw the deobfuscated code for the first time and the obfuscated code for the first time, I started to lose interest in Android security, in Android pen testing, because I felt that it is way too complex. I'm not understanding how the things are happening in the backend. Then my mentor told me the same way I did you today. They took a calculator app, they opened Android Studio, they told me that Rohan, see, this is the app. Yes, sir. This is how you build. Yes, sir. You see, I decompile it with JDX GUI. Here you are able to read the code. This is the code in Android Studio. This is the code in JDX. Understandable? Yes, sir. Then he turned on this is minified enabled here. Then he exported the APK. Then he showed me the obfuscated code. Then the obfuscated code. You understand the difference? Yes, sir. You understand why is it happening? Yes. That is when I got to know that okay, this is why obfuscation happens and this is how obfuscation happens. As a pen tester, this step you will never do. Why are we discussing this? So that you can get the interest that this is how things are happening in the backend. This is why I decided to dedicate a session to how to obfuscate the code. How do you sign the APKs? This is how you do it. Now, if you have any questions or queries, we can discuss them. Interesting?
Yes, Ron. It was actually good.
Amazing. So, if you have any questions or queries, it's 10 minutes past 9. I lost the track of time today. Thank you, all of you, for being so patient that you said for the extra time that even more than I had asked you to come in. Thank you so much for being patient. I'll be the last one to leave the room. If you have any questions or queries, you can stay back. We can discuss. Otherwise, we may leave the discussion for now, and I'll see you on Monday for sure. Please do
Okay.
take care.
Yeah. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, team. Good night.
Good night.